Sun hot, ocean silver in my eyes. Rebel boots press sand. We come to steal the empire's lies. Casey and counting seconds, Jan holding plans tight to her chest. Baze walks heavy, prayer on his tongue. Cheer it smiling, I am one with the rest. Scary skies still burning, still hear the waves and the war colliding. From the tower to the shoreline, we plant that flag even while we're dying. Scary skies still burning, name by name, we keep them rising. From the tower to the heavens, hope moves on, though we're left behind. Krennic in his white coat, staring down from a shining hall. His shadow long on the window, but Vader's darker than them all. Storms of troopers in armor, blue bolts cutting through the foam. X-wings dive like angry birds, golden red flying low, far from home. Scary skies still burning, still hear the waves and the war colliding. From the tower to the shoreline, we plant that flag even while we're dying. Scary skies still burning, name by name, we keep them rising. From the tower to the heavens, hope moves on, though we're left behind. Body breathe, find that signal. Saws last stand in my mind still ring. K2 joking through the fire. Met her heart doing one last thing. Data dancing through the cables. Mom both my waiting on that sign. We pass the torch in a whisper. Take these plans, let the stars align. Let the stars align.
You might want to buckle up, baby.
Hey,
Hey,
how's it going, my friend?
good. Happy New Year. It's
Happy New Year to you too, man.
Well, so wow, episode 3. Here we are. First episode of 2026.
Yes, very excited for that. Very excited. Actually, you know what? I can even add a little flair for this year. I totally forgot. I updated my collection room a little bit.
Oh, you did?
So I got some lights and I can even
Nice.
put them on rotate and stuff like that. So we can add some. I got you know a gift card from work for Christmas, and that $50 went right to these. I was like, oh, I know exactly what I'm using that $50 gift card for.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, shelf lives are a game. Shelf lights are a game changer. I've been spending my entire life trying to figure out which ones work for these, and I'm on like round 20. And I think that I'm like, now I'm just gonna scrap the shelves and just start over.
Well, it was funny because when I first put it up, the first one, I wanted to see like where on the shelf like is the light. Like I had it kind of in the middle of the shelf, I thought, oh, that was good, but it left such a dark shadow over the first ones. But when I moved it in the very front, I was like, you know what? It lights it so much better. So that's where I'm putting them on the front, and they just really work. They just
Yeah.
work. But man, yeah, very excited for the new year. We've got so much exciting stuff. Star Wars coming out this year, so I'd imagine Funko will follow, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I hope so. I mean, they're doing so far so good. I mean, there's some new stuff that just came out that we're both excited about. I know
Oh
all
yeah.
about that.
So that's a perfect segue to get right into our first segment. Why even waste time?
Let's do it.
Get into it.
Fresh from the cargo hold.
So, fresh from the cargo hold, what do you got for your new additions to your collection, my friend?
Okay, well, hang on. I've got a few. Oh gosh, I left them up there. Well, all right. So, well, first of all, I know I was a little late to the party, but I finally got this bad boy.
Nice.
Yeah, and you're right. It's impressive. Like I am obsessed with this whole
I love that
retro comic, whatever. I mean, I love BB. I'm probably gonna skip the raid just because I'm a little short on shelf space, and there's a lot more newness coming out here. But I had to get it. It's beautiful. I love it. Actually, I actually want to get one for out of the box to display. I have like above my desk. I have
It's a gorgeous looking one to have out of the box. My friend Val just did a beautiful image of it today.
Oh really?
Yeah, I shared it on my story feed because it was just gorgeous. He did like a orangey, purpley kind of sunset that just really went well with the paint scheme on that one of that retro series. It looks really good. Really.
Now I hope now for my next thing, I hope that nobody in my family's watching because I actually well first of all, this was a deal I would not have. All right, let me just explain. So Ahsoka, I'm crazy about it. And I was like, I only need like one more for my collection. And then I was like, wait a minute, I don't have this oh god, what do they call them? I don't have this Diamond Series Thrawn, and I was like, wait a minute.
You
There's like an
did
exclusive
not.
Comic Con release, and then wait a minute. There's a normal one, and then I went down this rabbit hole, and I got this set, and I'm opening it for the first time. I'm so excited about this.
Oh, live unboxing,
Live unboxing, and these can be a little pricey, but I made like one of those ridiculous offers to somebody on eBay, that's almost like I literally was like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, like because you know what I mean, like I'm not trying to mess with people's time. I hate it when like somebody does that to me and they're like $1.50. I'm like, yeah, okay, get out of here, but so I was trying not to do that, and it wasn't that bad on an offer. Like okay, how can I explain it? I've been looking at these for $100 for the pack, uh, for these two, and I made an offer of like $45, and they took it, and I was like, what?
Nice.
What? So I got the Diamond Thrawn, and then
Nice.
and I got the regular one with it too. So I got the 2-pack, which is pretty fantastic, and they have those con stickers on them. So, I mean,
I'm gonna, you know what? I might have to get that glitter one, the diamond collection.
It's so good, and now this is my 1, 2, 3. This is my fourth one, and I'm it's funny because I'll watch other channels and they do the like blind. I watch a couple of other like non-Star Wars Funko channels, and I don't know why I'm like just binge watching these like unboxings, right? And almost they get these like blind boxes in the mail. They're like, oh, 25, and then they tell you like how much they spent for it and what the pop's worth or whatever at the end of it. And every once in a while they'll get one that's like the Diamond series, and I just loved because they're all like glitter on a Funko Pop, you know what I mean? So like I get it, but so I got one because I had to get the Ahsoka like
that
popper.
Ahsoka is gorgeous. That's a gorgeous looking one.
And then I was like, wow. And then I got the Darth Vader, and then I got that darn cat, and now I'm obsessed. So
yeah, I got the Vader. See, I got the Vader one because I wasn't really for the glitter. When I saw that one, I then got the Ahsoka one because that just looked really good, very colorful. I skipped this and I skipped the I think there's an R2 and a Grogu.
I want that Grogu too, and I hate. Listen, you know me, I'm obsessed with like packaging. I can't stand it when they're on their side, but I have to have that one. But that's an expensive one.
It's got to
So
be up there like $90, maybe a little more, I would think, right?
yeah,
It's up there.
yeah. So yeah. So those were my big pickups, and I'm so excited about. I'm really
Nice.
excited about this. So I think
Any
that like
any
kept
other
me
new
up.
pickups, or is that it?
Well, I did get the new impressions,
Oh,
but
you want to show you? I can do a live unboxing for mine.
all right, do it.
All right. So obviously, you know where I got this from. I got this from
I was
Carbonite
like, are you
Creative
cheating on
Shop.
me?
So this is kind of cool.
So excited about these.
Cut my hand off.
Hang on, I just have to go get mine while you do that.
All right. Got it unboxing here. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. I got 3 pops in my package here. Minty condition. Oh my goodness, these look so cool. Oh, these look so. I love the little baggies on them.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. So we got the Stormtrooper Impressions, number 815. That looks pretty cool. Looks very cool. I'm excited for him. I had to make my own because I was disappointed. I thought he would have been a first round pick, you know, in doing that. This one, hands down, I wanted that. I love this guy. Because I never got that that Japanese figure that's kind of like the Vader, the Stormtrooper, and Fett. Like I love those. But this is the one. This is a had to have. Not even joking. Had to have that.
I just opened mine. I mean,
so awesome.
Patrick, they're amazing. Like there's something different about the feel and the paint on these. I feel like it's almost like a digital print. It feels like it's not the normal vinyl that they use. There's something up, like the bone colors on this mall is so beautiful. Like I'm blown away. I'm really, really blown away with how well these guys turned out.
You have yours out of box already?
I did an unboxing off to the side. Yes, I did, but but yeah, I opened them up just to see, and I was more blown away when I actually had them in my hand. And
yeah, they look. I can't wait to get them out. Like they look. Yeah, they look really good. I did do, and I actually filmed my unboxings. I filmed a bunch of unboxings the last few days, but I did unbox that Padme. It's gorgeous.
Oh, you did?
This is that
I haven't seen
that
it
I love.
yet.
Look at. I don't know if this represents. Good. Look at that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's just such a delicate thing to show.
Oh yeah, well done.
That's very feminine yet very well done, and I just think it just shows really great drapery in the clothing, like in fabric. I mean, that just seems like very floating, like very. I don't know how to say it. It's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous.
No, it's really fantastic. But yeah, I mean that was one of the things. Like as I was playing with this, and I actually opened them up like as I was doing an unboxing, because I opened up my last case for the shop. As I basically spent the last 3 days, I bought like so many cases of these, and they all sold out before they even got here. So they went in and they went out, and I had a couple of cancels. Like, oh my god, I have one like small carton that I can still open up as like an unboxing thing. So I opened it up, and that was the first time I pulled mine out, and I saw my own, and so I opened them up there, and I literally was like just shook. Like it's some of the best paint that I've seen on a Funko Pop for quite some time.
I'm very excited. So, I like this line. And I think, like you're saying, this wave, there's just something about, like, when I'm just looking at Fett through the packaging right now, there's all the little weathering that I have not seen in any other pop like this. Like, that looks really good.
And it looks like legit metal and stuff. And it's I was not a fan of this series. Like, I mean, not that I didn't like it. It just wasn't something that I needed to collect because I was very limited in what I was trying to like focus on. And then when I saw them, I was like, okay. And now that I have them in my hand, now I'm obsessed, and I have to go back and get all the other ones. You know, even that $5,000 Darth Vader or whatever it is nowadays. You know, on eBay. But I definitely want to go back and get the Mando, and now I'm kind of hooked on this line. I wonder if they're gonna do more. I mean, it would be awesome to see like Ahsoka. It would be awesome to see like, you know,
I'm
some other.
surprised they didn't do Ahsoka actually, because that her first season kind of had that Yojimbo kind of feel to it, right?
Yeah,
From Kurosawa. So I wouldn't. Let's put it this way: I don't think we're seeing the end of this wave.
I don't think so either.
And the
Honestly,
reason I'm going to say that is because there is some well, I wouldn't say breaking news, but there was some bigger news this week about that. Oh, by the way, the Harvest Hollow is here and said, "Yay!" So thank you for doing this, Harvest Hollow.
excellent. Well, yay, right back. Um. So
But
wait. So go
yeah,
back. What were you saying?
I was saying that there is some more stuff coming out because we got a little announcement this week, which will lead us right into
Transmissions from the Holonet.
so the latest in Funko news. Since we were just talking about impressions and our wants and desires for more,
Mhm.
well, you are going to get your prayers answered there, Nate, because they are coming out with the TargetCon 2026 exclusive Cad Bane. Look
I
at that.
mean,
That
it's
just looks,
fantastic.
that
Yeah.
looks absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. Which, I mean, yeah, it's interesting because I feel like there might be more, like this is kind of like another one that's coming into the line. We're like, oh great, like popping right behind it. And I think
Yeah.
it was interesting how they
Mm.
packed this one, how it was like two, two, two. So there's only three. So maybe this was the fourth that they just slid over to the Target Con, and that kind of like wraps up the, this bunch, or is there
This
more,
wave. Yeah. Yeah. That you could be right on that. You could be
Yeah.
right on that. But this one, I of all the characters that pulled out, like this was out of left field. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
again, I would have gone with Ahsoka before I would have chosen. But hey, I'm not complaining. This looks
Yeah.
freaking
But
awesome.
I'm here for it. It looks great. Do you
But
know
there's
when's TargetCon?
Target Con, I thought was like second weekish in February, second, third week in February.
So coming
I
up.
could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I thought it was like second, third week in February typically. But
Interesting.
it's around the corner. And this is so last year's Target Con was the Darth Vader
Yeah.
on the bed, on that hospital bed one, So
Oh.
this one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That guy. So I hope I hope they do keep the Target Cons going with these really cool exclusive pops, because I think this Cad Bane Target Con Impressions is gonna sell. This is gonna go fire. Like, I
Yeah.
think this is gonna go more gangbuster than last year's Vader.
Oh, for
Only
sure.
for the fact that we've only gotten 2 other Cad Banes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I think 2. Only 2.
I think
Book of
so.
Boba and then the
Yeah.
Con. I'm trying to think, is there enough now? Just the 2.
Mm.
So this will be the 3rd Cad Bane in Funko. So I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm
Excellent.
pretty excited for it. But there wasn't much else in the news necessarily. But what about rumors? Have you heard any rumors and stuff?
Yeah, so there is it. We're talking July and August of this year. Official announcements have not been made yet, but there is conversations about a new 5-pack being released, and a 5-pack in the sense of like that Bad Batch 5-pack, and supposedly it's going to have the 5 figures that are included in it are Legacy, A New Hope. Now we were kind of like having some conversations off to the side a little bit, and oh, is it just a repack of like that BSR,
Yep.
5 that they have, the Darth, the Trooper, the Luke. Like, is it
Chewbacca.
that, or are they new sculpts? Like, I'm not sure. Because it's interesting. But on the toy side of it, all of my suppliers are actually always trying to push those on me. They're like, you gotta have them. Yeah, they're like the basics. You gotta have 'em. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. You do. Maybe you need to have them. Like for me, I don't need them right now in the store because they're saturated all over the place. Like
Yeah.
either you have them or you don't. So I don't know what they're doing to this to make it be more wanted, if you will.
Yeah. To kind of drive that hype on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I get you.
And it's interesting that I'm hearing that the retail on it is going to be like $34.99, which is pretty good for 5 pops if you
Five
do the
pops,
math
yeah.
and drill it down.
That kind of worries me. The price point, because that again, they're still
Is it
trying
a
to roll out
repack?
that Christmas stock where they're packing them up, and I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was but that was my thing, because I saw on Funko.com at the year end sale, they were doing the same thing where they were basically putting everything that was had been on sale forever as a gift box, like, oh, you can go back and get all the Mando season 3 pops that have been
Yeah.
sitting there, as a gift box, for X amount of price. And they had boxes that were inclusive of those classic.
Which would be, in my opinion, is sad, because I think the ones that they've been selling in those packs are the repack of this celebration from London, which had the chrome base, and then they redid them with just a flat black base as normal, and did the normal box, right? They got rid of the fancy cool black box with the silver.
Yeah.
So that they must have had so much inventory if they're still trying to sell that. So I'm
Just like repackage
fingers
that shit and
crossed, man.
keep
Come
it
on.
moving,
If you're gonna tell
homie.
me the original 5 key characters, you better have some new sculpts, and I'm hoping they do.
Or something. Just give me something with it, right? And then
Now,
there's
I
a
know when
couple.
the segment piece was rolling over, I might have cut something off that you were saying just before. You were talking about the 5-pack. Was there something else besides the 5-pack that
Yeah. So word on the street is that there are 2 what do you call it? Boop boop boop. There's 2 Legends versions. So there's a Legends pop of Darth Bane coming out, which would be
Oh,
interesting. And then there's a Legends and Wedge Antilles, which I thought would be interesting also. So
that's cool.
I think that the Wedge is July and the Bane is August. I could be getting those wrong. It could be in reverse. But
Who cares? Both of those would be cool.
yeah,
Because we only have one Bane, right?
right.
Okay.
I think that
Yeah, Bane and
yeah.
Malgus, I think you have one of.
Yeah.
That would be cool. We get a brand new cool sculpt. Again, anyone who wants to donate a Star Killer to Nate or I, that 750 piece
right.
limited, we'd love to take
If
your
you
donation.
have 2, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
But we'll wrestle for it if we have to, if there's only one.
Make it a pay-per-view event.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's true. Anyone wants to donate those to the channel, we'd be more than happy to do an unboxing.
Yeah, love to have own one of those. But yeah, that would be cool. And a Wedge Antilles, that would be kind of interesting what they're going to do with that. I'm kind of excited because I have the old pilot versions of those,
Yeah.
So kind of curious. And I think not only was there's the 3-pack of the pilots, but I also had the Snowspeeder had a Wedge in it.
Yeah.
So
and those were all really good. So I'm kind of curious to see what they're, I was like Googling some images today, seeing if I could find any leaks or anything else before we came on, and I couldn't. But I was like, okay, well, what exactly is Legends Wedge Antilles looking like? And it was just kind of just more of the same images that we've seen of him.
I can't see it being
So
much different.
I don't know what that means really, like how they're gonna specialize.
Well, maybe the
that.
sculpt will be closer to the Luke Skywalker sculpt we got over the past year.
I mean, it
kind of
could be.
nice.
I mean, I really like the ones that they've done already. I don't know that they need, especially the pilot. Like, I love that one, but
yeah, I don't know. That's cool stuff from the rumor mill.
Yeah, and then I'm just waiting for, like, I mean, come on, like, I suppose there's a bunch of stuff that's dropping in March, and I'm like, let's get these embargoes lifted. I want to, you know what I mean? I want to play. So
yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
Want to talk? I know people are getting more excited with the the mall show coming out soon. That's going to start hyping up slowly.
Yeah, I feel like that train's coming out of the station pretty quick. I know that this was interesting. Like, I know it's not Funko related, but it's interesting how they're shifting stuff around, and that mall figure. There's a TVC mall Shadow Lord figure, and that was slated to hit in March, and they're actually shipping it now. So, and it was ready week 1. So that's early. So
Nice.
I'm hoping that some other stuff will kind of flow through early.
Well, if that's the case, they might have something ready so that it's kind of dropping when the show goes to build that hype. That'd be awesome.
That makes sense to me, but we'll see. I
But
don't know.
see, the problem is without Toys R Us anymore, you don't have that. I don't know if you went to them, but like when Force Awakens came and they start doing like those midnight toy events, I would go. I went just the first time, especially just to see what it was about. I think I bought like 2 figures and walked out, but it was just cool to be a part of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think at the time I wasn't even a Funko, and I got handed a Funko T-shirt and a poster, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." It was fun. I wish we had more of those again. We haven't had crap like that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So let's do a little commercial break before we get into the Creative Outpost section, because I know that's going to take up a little bit more time today, because it's going to be kind of more. And we've only got a few peeps in the chats here. Hold on, we got Paula 1966. Hello, Nate and Patrick. I have a question for you. Oh, okay. Nate and Patrick, do you both think Keanu Reeves would play a great Darth Revan? Oh. I actually would love to see Keanu Reeves in Star. If he did Revan, I think Fancast Revan, like that's been a thing for years. I hands down, yes, bring him. I just think he's a great actor. I've enjoyed his acting for years. Him as a person, just a cool guy. From anyone that's really gotten to meet him and kind of share a story with him, they've all been positive vibes from him. So I've always just enjoyed him as an actor, as a person. To have him in Star Wars, 100% would love him as Revan. But I would take him in anything. I would love to have him in the Dawn of the Jedi or any of those things. Like, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. But the fandom is kind of like is teetering on whether or not like we want these big stars in Star Wars, or do you want to pluck in like a little more of the old like new names situation. I mean, how do you feel about that, about like big guns coming in? Because there is the new movie that they're working on. Like, how do you feel about that? There's some pretty big star names.
Yeah, hey, I would love to have an opportunity to get behind the camera and just go there, but I'm not Tom Cruise, so like I just can't walk onto a set and be like, "Oh, lightsaber scene, camera, please."
Right.
I don't got that pull. No, not that Cruise. Because Cruise has kind of gotten behind the camera and other stuff in his own projects, even. So I'm not as shocked about that. But you bring up a valid point, and I'm curious what Paula's thoughts are on it too, our person here in the chat, because I do think that one of the key things that made the original successful is they were kind of unknowns, right? Like Harrison Ford, he was kind of known for his American Graffiti, right? That was kind of his thing. But like Mark Hamill, no one really knew. Carrie Fisher, they might have heard of her parents, didn't know who she really was. So like bringing him on, I always thought that was kind of neat. They were just unknowns, and boom, it was thrust on them.
Yeah.
Kind of like Hayden Christensen.
Right.
I think they did a good job with him. Even Jake Lloyd, when he was young, casting him. I think that initial casting is important. Nowadays, if we're just going for big box office names, does that always work?
Debatable.
I don't know if it works, because it's not like these people have superpowers and doing super things, right? You have some people that might have force ability or something like that, but more of it's not everyone's running around the force in Star Wars universe. So depending who's playing the character, they could really give it something. Like Stellan Skarsgård. Like, I would have never thought ever him in Star Wars, but bring him into Andor. He was killer. He was killer as Luthen. That speech he gave. So I think I'm mixed on that. If you bring well-known actors, if they're gonna bring it, just bring someone that's gonna love it. Like the guy
and
who
not
just
just the star power, like, you know what
like
I
the
mean?
guy who just played Superman, young
Right.
actor. He's kind of hitting it big. He was talking the whole time how he loves Star Wars. Would love to get. I think cast him.
He's all over pushing, trying to get into it.
They're gonna cast him. So good for him. All right, Paula 1966. I've heard that Abeloth might be coming in Ahsoka 2. Natalie Portman might be returning as Padme, and Abeloth will take her form to see Anakin. That could be cool if they do that. That would be cool.
I mean, I've definitely heard about the Abeloth thing for quite some time coming in. And it's interesting because there's been like just breadcrumbs about Padme coming back and Natalie Portman coming back, but I didn't think it would be in Ahsoka to deceive Anakin. And so if that's the case, like that's exciting, and I'm here for it. That's kind of like a first.
That would be kind of
That
exciting.
would be really kind of fantastic. What a
Or
great tie-in,
if
right?
anything, just to really throw them over the edge. Maybe seeing a visual takes that one who's supposed to play the center. Does it force him to one side again a little bit more? Like, is the dark side pulling him, the brother side? You know,
Right.
I don't know. That'd be cool.
That'd
Who
be
knows?
really cool.
That would be fun. That would be fun. But we're going to cut right into our next segment, Nate.
Okay.
I'm going to keep this flowing tonight. Hope I'm not moving too fast for everybody out there. But our next segment really is a commercial break for you.
Oh.
Anything going on in the Carbonite Creative Shop?
No.
No.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of fantastic stuff. We've been super busy. For people who are joining us, and thank you for the introduction as always, Patrick. People that are joining us, I am not only a super Star Wars nerd and a geek and a dial maker and a toy photographer and just all that foolishness. I decided to kick it up a notch and open up a Star Wars only toy store. So carbonatecreative.com, that is our Star Wars only toy store. And you know, we've been open for about 3 months. We're starting just to pack inventory on some of the basic stuff that's out there. Some of the new pre-orders and things are coming in for Black Series, Funko, and TVC. We are working on some additional like custom things with some pretty amazing artists, and it's just going to be like a one-stop shop. So thank you for that. Check us out. We're always running different codes and promos. Patrick has a poptography code that gets you a discount and
Thank you.
and free shipping and all that fun stuff that people have used, and we're very grateful for that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Come check us out, and yeah.
Well, and also I just want to add, if you haven't checked out the store and you're just looking to kind of learn a little more behind the scenes, check out Nate has on his own channel blogs about how he's opened a toy store and what the experience is like, and tracking inventory. It's just kind of neat stuff. Like, so if you've ever wanted to learn or what it's like or what are the ins and outs, I just think that's kind of cool, Nate. So.
I mean, thank you. I mean, it's really fun. I mean, it is one of those things where it's like, you know, that old saying is ringing true. Like, if you do something you like, then you never work again, because I am literally up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I am literally on my phone doing something or whatever, you know, at midnight for it. And, you know, we're not billionaires and we're not, you know, hundredaires, but we are getting a nice little following of people that are supporting us and that are, you know, hey, we're ordering from a collector, or hey, we're getting something a little bit early. And, you know, we do have the ability to get things. We are considered a specialty store. So we do get things in generally 1 to 2 months earlier than say an Amazon or a Walmart or something like that. So, you know, and then everything that we ship is like collector grade. So that's also interesting. And then you can come to us like, ooh, we just opened up like our helmet section. So we're getting more into that, into the cosplay. Right now we're starting small with the Black Series helmets, but we're going to start incorporating a lot of customs from some customs artists, which is really exciting. And we just kind of want to be a one-stop shop for all things geek and Star Wars.
It's cool because it's like
yeah,
what
you
we're
know,
fostering as a community here. You know what I mean? And I enjoy that. I really
Yeah.
enjoy that.
Yeah, it's great. And like, and there is interesting, stuff like we're trying to incorporate hot toys, and stuff into, and it's just like, I got into my first like fight with hot toys today. I'm like, I don't know that we're gonna I don't know that it's gonna work out. We might we may not make it to the second date. But
Nice.
it's fun stuff to go through and worst problems in life to have, So
No, that's
um
always fun. I like
yeah,
hot toys. They that's
I do
take my
too.
take every last dime of my paycheck, but
Yes.
there's one piece that they recently came out, that Vader, where he's kind of standing on the burnt engine and his cape's going.
There's
Take
just
my
not,
money. I
yeah,
want that.
I know. There's just, the thing is though, is I like, again, like you see the space I'm working with, and now that it's part of a toy store, I have to be even more responsible with how I collect. And so I've got like everything curated on the walls in front of me, and I'm like, okay, I'm only going to collect this. And if I collect it, it's funny because everyone jumps on it and is like, on some of my videos, and they're like, Nate, just collect what you want. And I'm like, I can't, because if I did, like, I wouldn't, I'd have stuff like stored in the
No,
garage. I'd have like whatever.
dude. I have to stay in my lane. Like,
I have to
I
stay in
like
my lane.
Pop Mart. I like Pop Mart, right?
Yeah.
They've done that. And I bought a wave, and I was about to go and buy a whole nother wave, a whole nother like 275. And I was like, wait a second, pump the brakes back. Like, what do I like? Like, what do I collect? What do I
Yeah.
enjoy? Do I get any use of those? They're great to look at and stuff, but I don't photograph them, not, they are cool. I do like them, the Pop Marts. But like, I agree on that, because my wife got me something and it's brought me back to the dark. It's pulling me like to the dark side, man. My wife got me for Christmas a vintage Max Rebo in his little piano. And I have them on my display back here. And I just loved them. So of course I had to go out the next week and buy 2 friends for him. Like, so
Naturally.
one of the Digger and Dan guys, and the other guy with the other little saxophone with the mushy face. He looks like the end of a couch. They're just awesome. But then, I'm going through so I happen to be at the same collectible store that my wife picked this up at. And lo and behold, there are nice noodles loose for 45. And I'm like, and I'm like, I come back home, I'm like, so what school's college applications to do this week? Okay. And I get paid this Friday. Yeah, okay. So I just got to limp to Friday. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere by Friday. I think I can get it. So it's like, because I didn't want it to go. And then I just kind of dropped it in my wife's ear, like, oh, that's nice. That'll go really nice to that Max Rebo. Well, I don't want it to go away, and they have one, and it looks in really good shape, and it's vintage, it's out of packaging, so I'm cool with that, because they're going to be displayed like that. But it's funny, you kind of get into one. All it takes is one thing that you're like, oh, I love it. And it's like, oh, that's got to have a friend. You can't just be one.
And so, but to my point, because like I bought TVC for the shop. And the first figure we got in was Chopper, who I absolutely love. Like, I'm a Psycho Rebels fan. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just keep him. And then I'm like, well, then I have to get the other one from Ahsoka. And like, here we are. Right? And I had, going back to Hot Toys, I've had Hot Toys like 3 times. Like, I keep buying them. And then I'm like, I have a $500 figure sitting on my cabinet, and I'm an a-hole for having a $500 figure. Like, people do it; they have 1,000 of them, but I'm never happy with just the one. Like, I'm like, I want the entire $10,000 Bad Batch. You know what I mean? Like,
One of my favorite collections that I've seen out there, collectors, is Star Wars Replicas has a really nice one. And I have a friend, and so I made this. I tried to contact people years ago at a store in Texas that I was following. Just kind of fell out of contact with those guys, but I reached out to Star Wars Replicas and just Gabriel, and reached out to him and just said, hey, listen, a friend of mine passed a few years back, and his parents approached me, and they kind of backed off, and now they approached again, and I had reached out to them like 2-3 months ago. They had come to me and, hey, we have some things, and we don't know if anyone would be interested in them, like, if we sold it, and what it's even. I said, let's not worry about the worth of it. Okay, worry about it, but not worry about it. Let me show. Tell me what you're. So one of the things is like a maquette from the Lucasfilm of like Yoda. So the story was when he was there, when Nick was there, he was that was his make a wish, was to meet George Lucas. Goes out there, gets to meet George Lucas for 5 minutes because as he's literally talking to him, like a rush of a phone call comes and they're like pulling him, and he's like, kind of like, not right now. Not right now. Finally, he's like, I have to go. And he felt so horrible that he had to stop his make a wish with the child that he basically told Nicholas, anything you want, just give this kid, put it in a box and let him have it.
Oh my God.
So Nick was like, I want that, I want that, I want that.
Lottery.
So I don't know, but I haven't seen the one thing he had showed me was the little orange maquette, like actually from the creature shop, a Yoda he had. I was like, oh, so that's kind of cool. But I think he has a Naboo starfighter signed by cast and the shop people that worked on it. I'm not 100%.
Wow.
I thought that's what he had, but he's got some stuff there that I want to introduce to him. Talk about collections.
I mean, I would make room for that.
Right?
I'm
Like
I
I would too, but like
but
you haven't seen Star Wars replicas collection. Like mine is Funko, and I've got some fun things, but like he's got some hard. I mean, literally, if I was an attorney like him, like dude, that would be my collect. I'd be like,
yeah.
Fuck Funko, I'm going full balls to the wall, like crazy replica.
Give him like straight up Star Killer Museum.
Oh yeah,
shit,
hell
you know?
yeah. You'd be walking in a Lutheran rail shop, man. If I had expendable cash like that, dude. But let's get into our next and final segment for today's show, which is the Creative Outpost. So we really haven't had a Creative Outpost segment so far in our
that's right
2 other episodes. So for fans or fans, like we have fans, but anyone that's watching, anyone that's entertaining us by hanging out here with us, let me see if there's anyone in the chat in the comments. I don't think anyone's still in the chat, but if you are, this is for you. So basically, the Creative Outpost is kind of an idea Nate and I were talking about, is really kind of having a more, again, building community around this channel and our individual channels, just bringing them all together and really kind of showing artists and highlighting things. And so one of the things that people have been asking about, like right before Christmas, like a day or two before Christmas, I did a little AI thing. It went a little viral. A little viral. For me, it's as viral as it's ever getting, right? I do Star Wars Funko Pop content for the most part. So I did something, and we're going to get into that right now, what we did, and we'll kind of explain it. And I promised some people that if we did it and they're tuning in, they'd be coming in today. What's good, gents? Carbonite, what's up, Vincent?
No.
So we're gonna get into that right now, and we'll play a little piece of the kind of like an intro of what we're doing.
There's a brotherhood forged in the flames, 2 sons of the Force playing Destiny's games. Obi-Wan the mentor, steady like a temple stone. Anakin the fire, couldn't leave the dark alone. Lightsaber lessons turn to life confessions. War drums beat galaxy in recession. Fighting side by side, cutting through the tide. But the shadow crept in, couldn't stem the divide. Brother turned enemy, the bond now severed. Clashing in the fire, no peace, no tether. I loved you, echoes through the embers glow. Darth Vader rises, Obi-Wan, let's go. Palpatine whispering poison in his ear. Promised him power, but the cost was clear. Padme's fate, a chain round his neck. He broke every vow just to pay that debt. Obi-Wan saw it, the rage in his stare. Tried to pull him back, but the bomb wasn't there. You were the chosen one, tears in his throat. Anakin drowned, couldn't stay afloat. The Mustafar flames, they dance, they spit. 2 blades collide, the force is split. Teacher versus student, the end of a line. One walks away, the other confined.
All right. So
wait, Patrick, before you get too far into this, I just want to say, the next time that you go onto a Star Wars movie set that filmed 20 years ago without me, I'm going to be pissed.
I will never go again without you, Nate. That's for sure. That's for sure. But it was fun to kind of play in that AI world. I'll be honest. I know my other friends, that do like determined focus. are kind of a little more on the anti-AI and they're kind of getting into, brass tacks drawing, stuff like that. That's great. But I'll be honest, guys, like, I could draw and I could take photos and I'm an artist, but I'm using AI to enhance and take and do other things as an artist that I might not be able to do. You know what I mean? So I don't look at it like that. I look at it as, you know what? The playing field's fucking leveled, folks. I was a photographer, meaning digital was not a thing. I mean, I used film and processing and actually had a time and used temperature and chemistry. So it was an actual art form and more of a labor of love to figure out photography back in the day. I didn't just have a phone and click and, oh, hey, look, I got a good image. You know what I mean? Like it's actually a skill.
You're in a dark room and
welcome to my world, folks. All you other artists that, now digital is affecting your livelihoods. Welcome to it, my friends. So here's my suggestion to you. You better just jump on AI and anything digital that's going to enhance art, as opposed to saying, I'm not going to do that. Because I'm just going to tell you this. The people that said that digital's never going to take, film's never going to get replaced. My first year in a digital studio, folks, was replacing 8x10 cameras at Nabisco for digital backs. Okay. Just to give you an idea. And that was well over 20 years ago. To give you an idea, we were shooting with red, green, blue, like CMOS passes, 3 pass, right? For every one shot. Now, by the time I bought my first digital camera, I was the first of a lot of my friends with the digital SR because I jumped into it. So this is just happening. So people, AI is a thing. You can embrace it. You can hate it. You can do whatever you want with it. But it's here and it's going to stay and it's going to be integrated in everything. It's getting integrated in my job. I had to use all the other day to answer some technical questions. So it's happening. But anyway, let's get on to, we got a couple comments here. We got another one there from Vincent. What are you saying there, Vincent? The video, the Galaxy's Edge should have been walking into one of those. Another cool. No wonder the video popped off. That is crazy cool. Oh, thank you, Vincent. That's really cool. What prop did you steal from what prop did you steal from the set?
Yeah, right.
No props are stolen. No props are stolen on set. That was all done with AI. And so people were asking, how did I do it? Right. A million people are asking, can I translate it? So I did a thing last week, or Monday, Tuesday last week. I created a how-to step by step. I kind of did it, but I did say that there are people in the chat that we would, and they tuned in to here today, that I would show you how we did it. So I'm going to explain this. So we used a prompt like this. As you can see, it's got a lot of detail, and I'm telling the AI like the actor's name, the character I'm looking them to play, what I'm doing, like the person, right? Because I'm just going to take a headshot of me and whatever it is, that's what I'm doing. So I want to maintain that appearance from wherever I'm walking, from one frame to another frame when I'm doing my prompting. So that's important to have. And then after this, okay, the scene reveals the famous escape from the Death Star scene inside the Imperial hangar, the Death Star, blah, blah, blah. So that's that first image of that whole montage there of behind the scenes, kind of me playing in the AI with me and Alec Guinness and Carrie Fisher. That's how we pull that off, right? So we put all our key prompts in here, and that's how we get to that. Now, part of that is you got to do a second prompt. So let me see. So this will be my second prompt. So that prompts your first image. Then you got to do another prompt for another image. So for instance, this one here is building up like the Bespin, Harrison Ford or Carrie Fisher, Peter Mayhew. So I could choose all those kind of things, right? And I'm going to put those prompts in. So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to share my screen and show you what you would do with that. Yeah, well, entire screen. Let's do this. All right. So what you would do is you'd go into, so I have a subscription to Higgsfield AI where I have a lot of the tools just in one place. Okay. So this is where I'm using my Nano Banana. A lot of times I'm using my Kling AI right through here. So the first part is you're going to do your images, right? And then you would go to the plus symbol here because I want to add an image. So for this here, I'm going to say, okay, I want to add an image. And I'm going to go to, where did I put that? I think I put it on the desktop. And so you can see some of the images we got, but I'm just going to choose this image for me, right? I got to have some person in that shot. And then I would use the prompt. So we can take the prompts here. So what I had done is I had taken a bunch of prompts earlier and just when I had written them out and just saved them all. And each time I would write the prompt, I'd go back and just save every last word of it because I don't know what it's going to spit out. But if it was good, I'm going to definitely want to save that. So here we're going to take the same prompt that we just showed in the screen, you know, on our presentation there. And now I'm just going to simply generate. So that's gonna queue up and that's gonna generate an image. So the first part is you need to do that for 1 or 2 images. Now we might get an image here in the progress. We're like, I didn't really like that, you know. Oh, or for instance, in this one, we actually did this one, you know, horizontal instead of vertical, and you'd want to change that down here. You'd say, I'm gonna do a 9:16. So okay, I could change that, and since that's already generating one, I'm going to generate a second one in the right way. We'll see what happens. So after that would generate, you get your image, and then you'd want to you'd want to do it until you get an image that you're satisfied with. You know, maybe the person doesn't look right, or the way you look isn't right. You could change. So create another one. But then you got to create. So you got to do from one set to the other. So you got to create your prompt for the second set. Again, same steps that we're doing here. You use that same image. Hit the plus. You just keep that same image. There we go. That looks pretty good. That's pretty good to me, man.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool. That's pretty sick, man, how it does that. But anyway, so after you do these 2 pieces, right, you then would have to kind of merge it. All right, here's our vertical one. So once we did that, we'd have to do our second prompt. So let me go in here and grab my second prompt.
And how many times, Patrick, did the first one take you to get to where you were cool and you published it?
Well, the first I did this is the only one I've ever done. Oh no, let me take that back. I've done a second one, but it wasn't for me. So I'll explain that. So let me put this prompt in, get it going. So let me explain that. So the first time I did this, I saw someone do like it was 80s movies or something. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I saw another one and someone else did. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. All right, that's a cool trend. And I said, you know what? Before anybody does it, I just need to do it for myself. I'm going to do Star Wars. And I didn't even think like, oh, this is going to be a big trend. I just think, oh, that's a cool trend. If I just want to do it, I'm going to just do Star Wars. I don't want to do all the 80s movies and TV shows. I'm just going to do what I'm passionate about. So I did this. So I watched someone's video and they talked about how they did it. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So they had a much smaller prompt, than I did. So I kind of built off that and built this prompt, and it was like, okay, that works for me. Got my images and started just stitching them together. And as you'll see in here, let me scroll through here. So, and what I meant, that was the only time. So I did one for a friend very recently where I did him with the Beatles walking on Abbey Road. And then going right into Bob Dylan's album cover. So that was a fun little thing I want to do for him.
Cool.
Yeah, one of my developers. But I did, and what I meant by I did 2. The other one, it wasn't necessarily for me, but everyone is asking. And since I hadn't done Ahsoka in my first one, I decided to do The Mandalorian. And this is the one I used, Ahsoka. And you can see, like, this image here I got, that does not look like Ezra.
Yeah, really.
Right? That does not look like.
But it nailed the other 2.
Nailed the other two.
Wow.
So that was that's the I gotta go back to that. I accidentally closed that like an idiot. But that's what you do to get your, oh, hopefully I didn't mess that up. Oh, okay, so we got our second one. Perfect. So what I'm going to do from these, I'm just going to download these. Okay. Now that I downloaded that, now we need to kind of, well, how do you get from one to the other, right? So that's where we're going to go into the video now. And I'm going to use Kling AI. And I'm going to delete that one and delete that one. You can kind of see right there, even what I was using for my last little experiment. So let's take one image here. And I'm going to grab the other image and put that here. And this is the prompt I'm using. I'm not even changing. This is the same prompt. I've used the same prompt for my friends. I'm going to use the same one for mine, right? The person walks into another set, let's say sets, greets the people and takes a selfie real quick. That sounds simple and believable. So I'm going to just generate. Now, of course, this all takes credits. So when you purchase a subscription to your AI apps or whatnot, I did Higgsfield AI and did like a year's worth of a subscription. Just to give you an idea how excited I got after creating that, I blew through a year's subscription to credits like that. Like that. I mean, woo! So yeah, I spent another 80, I think, in credits just this week. One, so I could do this tutorial and show people today, and two, just so that I'd have more credits for my other things I like to do.
That's really funny. So what's the total spend so far?
What's that?
How much have you spent on it so far?
280-ish. Well, that's just on this, but I bought other AI like so in case people are wondering in the chat, they might not be. The music that we've been using in the beginning, that kind of segue into our actual intro, because that's kind of that like letting people come in and filter in and sit down, grab their mug or whatnot, settle in. During that little settle in period, as we're starting, that music that we've been doing over the last 3 episodes, that's all done by AI, which is kind of cool. And I own the rights to them. So I've enjoyed that by able to make music.
They're so good.
The Sky's Still Burning reggae. Come on.
I mean,
my wife's like, what Bob Marley song is this? I'm just driving. I'm like, it's not Bob Marley, honey. She's like, who is this?
It's me on the ones and twos.
I was like, this is me. She's like, what? I said, I created this. All right, so here we go. So now we get to see the fruits of our labor. Let's see how our little AI video came out.
Here it is.
Here it is. There we go. Come on. Come on. I don't know what's going on. Struggling. I might have so many things going on right now.
A live show. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right, so it's not playing right now for some reason. I have no idea why. I'm not even gonna hold on. Let me see if I download it. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to remove that. And
oh, not a sponsored video, by the way, folks. Just FYI, we have to throw that out there.
Yes, this isn't Lucasfilm associated, affiliated. This is pure anarchy. That's
right.
It is. Pure anarchy.
Blame the robots.
Exactly.
Not me.
All right. Did it come out? Let's see. All right, here we go. I'm going to put this on the other screen so I can find it. That's what I'm going to do. Because knowing me, I'll be like, where did I put that? Where did I put it? You know, when you put something, you're like, all right, I just dropped that on the desktop and I can't find it whatsoever.
I have a post-it note that says Nate workflow because I'm constantly like, all day. I'm like, where did I put the picture for that? And I'm like going, looking. Yeah, I'm looking for crap to like set up styles and yeah.
I'm always doing
Yep.
that. Always,
Yep.
always doing that.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Let's see the fruits of our labor here. Rewind. That's pretty good, dude. That's pretty damn good. So all you need to do, folks, is follow those steps, and you could create yourself one of these cool AI selfie images of some Star Wars characters as well. Look at Chewbacca's looking good, dude. Looking good. That AI with hairs.
I mean, Carrie Fisher. I wish I could have met
know,
her.
dude.
I know.
I know these are stupid and there's nonsense, but to me, it's just fun. I mean,
yeah,
you and I are never going to have an opportunity to ever walk onto a Star Wars set. 1, 2. Let's face the facts. She's dead. Peter Mayhew's dead. Kenny Baker's dead. Right?
What?
They're all dropping off. Right? They're all dropping off. Bang, 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 bang. So, like, for us to be able to relive a moment like that, fuck yeah, that's cool. Like, I was more excited when I did it to be able to do a prompt to get David Prowse without his helmet. To do Darth Vader without the helmet so you can see David Prowse, and a good one. That was my thing. I mean, I must have prompted like 3 or 4 times to get a good image with that, because a lot of times it was just the helmet was on. I'm like, shit, I want it without the helmet.
I mean, that's pretty impressive considering, like, I just got in a huge fight today with ChatGPT over like, can you just create me a logo for my webpage that says Star Wars on it so I can like integrate it? Somebody's like, we can't do that. That's not, it's a trademark, whatever. I'm like, come on, I'm asking you for text, and here you are, like, getting them, walking on the movie set to getting them with their helmets off,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's again, it's fun.
Yeah.
They're again, and they're, like my friend Will Grayson, their arguments against AI. Totally understand. I don't want it to kill the artistry and the artist. That is something I do not want. But I do like to see AI utilized in a way to enhance our art and stuff like that. I mean, let's face it, even if you're a retoucher and doing photos and stuff, whether you're using Photoshop, that's kind of not necessarily AI, but like, have you used, generative fill? Have you used, any of those things? The patch tool back in its, patch tool back in its day for the past 10 years we've had that. If you've been doing things like that, you're almost using AI then, right? We've just made it smarter. Now, I still want to do the Chat GPT where you can now just say Photoshop and add an image and say Photoshop, enhance this image. And now Chat GPT will bring up HUD with sliders. That I need to play with next. That's that next piece. I've been so into this. So I've been, playing with the Nana Banana, Kling AI, Suno AI music. Just really kind of getting in there and just trying to figure out what you can do, what I can do. Like me, I am not musical. Like, I just got back from Cranston East High School's choir, concert band, and orchestra. And let me tell you, those kids are phenomenal. And I don't hold a finger next to any of them. But because of AI, I can make music now. Music that I want, music that I like, with words that I want, like topics that I want. Like, so I'm now making music. And then I signed up for Lander, and I automatically got restricted first day restriction, because I didn't read the fine print. I guess, I don't know. I don't know where you had to find it, but I went to try to publish all 28 tracks I've made. 28. So I felt like I was, Dr. Dre of Star Wars music, custom music, and I got shut down immediately. Like, no, you. So I contacted, like, dude, this is my first time. I went from a like really excited to the W2F moment, like, what's going on? And they're like, let me take a look. What's going on? I don't know. It's your first time? I'm like, yeah. And so because I tried to throw all 28 at one shot, I found out because I'm doing AI generated music, I'm only allowed to submit 5 a month. Kind of but but I get it. They're trying to keep it, level for the actual musicians. I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm Joe Blow screwing around, so I don't care.
Yeah, but you
that's
can make
fine.
songs a lot quicker now.
Yeah, whatever. I'll just crank out 5 every month until the cows
I
come
just
home.
made
You know what I
5
mean?
Madonna records yesterday.
Exactly. So I'll just crank them out, man. No big deal. No big deal. But it's been fun. I have
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Like the song we heard in our,
And it's perfect for YouTube because it's, no demonetization
exactly.
threats.
Like so I have a subscription to Epidemic. And
Mhm.
I've been finding like that's cool for some stuff, but like
Yeah.
now I can make my own music. Like I made my own kind of theme song, this year, and I was so excited I couldn't wait to January to play it. I played it like as soon as like the next week. I couldn't wait. I waited a week, and I'm like, I can't wait any longer. I gotta play it. It's just so much fun. So for me, I've enjoyed playing with the AI. I hope that people watching are enjoying the usages of AI, not just hating on it. I know my daughter and I argue about it all the time, so I made it this. I said, Patrick, my son, super sweet. He's like, dude, that's pretty cool, Dad. I like that jam. That's a bop. That's a bop. And I said, all right, cool. My daughter's like so anti-AI. I said, so here's what's going to happen. If I make any money at all with anything I've done AI, Patrick and I will go out and eat and treat ourselves to that. Go to a movie. But if you don't support it, you're not getting any of that. You're not getting any of the rewards of it.
Oh,
She was like,
snaps.
what? I was like, there you go. That'll show you. But no, seriously, I just had fun doing it. Thank you for the millions of people that chimed in and liked. And I've never had more than 20 comments on anything. This is like,
That's
it
pretty
was
fantastic.
overwhelming. It was
Yeah.
overwhelming. Like I did try as best I can to answer as many as I can. I think it's through Instagram. And Facebook were a lot of my comments back. I really tried. I think even on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, not so much. There wasn't a lot of thing. It was probably like less than 1,000, which I was kind of surprised. I figured YouTube it would do better, but it did better on Insta and Facebook and stuff.
Mm.
Vince is saying, my mom said that Jar Jar Binks looks like a duck. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. He's got the bill. See, I thought he was kind of like a platypus-looking alien-ish kind of thing. It's kind of I kind of thought of him. But yeah, dude, I hope everyone enjoyed that. That was fun. And I promise there's somebody I know that was asking about this. And I said, I promise we will do it live. I wish we had more interaction from our chat to get characters up because I would have liked to say, what character would you want? What background and stuff like that. And maybe in the future, if we're bored and there's not a lot of Funko to talk about on another show. Because I know today we kind of really last week we had a lot more, or not last week, but our last episode had a lot more going on in Funko than this week. Yeah. And I know it's tough to do some every week, and every other week's kind of our mark for that purpose. But I think that this would be fun to do in that in between we're struggling. And I do have some ideas for some shows. So one of the things I might borrow from one of my other shows is a game that we could play. And also starting to think about some other stuff. Like I can't wait to see our next Creative Outpost guest. That'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed having our guest Danny from our last episode, our holiday episode.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Where we did a who did better, the concepts and stuff like that. So please, folks, if you're listening or watching, leave in the comments below what kind of stuff would you like to hear on Star Wars Pop Talk. Are you enjoying our segments? Or give us some feedback because we really like to hear from that. We're really interested in building this community, Star Wars Funko and collectors. So please put that in the comments. Is there anything that you want to leave off with, Nate, before we exit today?
No, I mean, I just think that that this is fun, has a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see where the new year goes. This is our third little episode, and I think it'll be fun to see where we can take it. So I'm excited, and I'm excited about the community building aspect of it, and meeting new people that are as dorky as we are. I'm here for it.
I 100% agree because I think. For me, this has all been very life-changing. This whole thing with social media and Star Wars for me and
Yeah.
sharing my passions, right? It's been 2.5, almost 3 years of it. And it's just kind of steamrolled into something I never thought it would become. I had other
Yeah.
friends push me, oh, you need to be out from behind the camera and doing this. And now I am. And sometimes now they probably rue the day because they can't get me to shut up. They're like, shut up. But no, I really enjoy everyone coming out. I have a lot of fun with our community, and I hope to grow this community. So if there's questions, things like that, ideas that you have, please chime in, leave that in the comments. Definitely always come back. One thing that I'm excited for, Nate, is the fact that we've got some stuff. So I'm going to show a little teaser for something. We're going to have a new segment coming up. Because you and I will be doing something. So I'm going to show the segment and then we can comment about it.
Coordinates, locked hyperlanes aligned. This is hyperspace. Run! Hey!
So people will be like, hyperspace rendezvous. What's it? So that'll be a segment we're going to have on the show because you and I will be meeting up next month. So that's going to be exciting. I think that's something that I think the audience will enjoy.
I thought you were talking about the Star Wars dating app.
Is there a Star? Dude, that could be a money maker.
That sounds like a really good Star Wars Grinder app. You know what I mean? Like that's
dude,
good,
right? That sounds crazy. But why hasn't someone thought of it? Because you're a hook line in the world of stuff you like right off the bat. Come on.
I mean, I think it's fantastic. I'm super excited. So we're actually going to starting next month. We're going to meet for the first time in person.
Yes.
And we're going to go to a toy show. Patrick is going to join me here in New York for my first ever toy show at the Jacob Javits Center. So if there's anybody there that's going, holler at your boys because we'll definitely be there. But I'm excited about that. But I'm also more excited about getting you into New York and us just shopping together and hitting every single.
Funko. That's at that new Funko store near Grand Central.
Yeah, so hitting every single toy store that we can find. Oh man, I went to the best place and maybe I'll save that for next week, but there's another place that I have to take you. You're going to be blown away. It's like an hour away from my house on the island and dude, it's the biggest collectibles mall I've ever been to in my entire life, and it was fantastic. So I'm excited to take you to all these places, and then I actually want to come up and shop in your hometown and see all your favorite toy stores. You know?
Yeah, dude. Little Roadie's cool. We've got these great, I mean, literally off the block. We can walk there. We have a comic book shop, and they're just awesome. They're just awesome. Time capsule. They've got collectibles, and that's where my wife got my little Max Rebo and stuff. The owner there is really cool. They actually just filmed the J.J. Abrams Ghost Rider. That I don't know if there's a video, an unboxing video or something I did recently, and that I happened to have gone there, and he told me about it, so I came back the next day and filmed them filming. What's his name? The guy from Twister, Pal. He was in it. I think Ortega's in it. Samuel Jackson's in it, but he was not on set. I didn't see him. But I got to see those two in front of my buddy Rob's comic book shop. So that was kind of cool. And then we've got a small local chain, the Toy Vault. And I have a Toy Vault right down the road, the Warwick Mall for me. And it is like heaven. It is like you walk in, it's a nicely organized, right? Collectible stores. I know it's hard to stay organized because it's just crazy, right?
Yeah.
But these guys, it's probably one of the neatest, well put together collectible shops I've ever been to. It's in a mall, and it's it's right next to the Buffalo Wild Wing and right across the old carousel. So I used to love it because when the kids were little, I'd be able to go in there and just shop through the vintage, just that nostalgia is living and seeing all the plastic and the figures. You're like, oh my god. And so I just always enjoy going there. So you're definitely coming when I'm going.
Yeah.
Definitely taking me there.
That'll be fun. So
before we wrap up, do you want to tell people where else when you're not on here talking all things Funko Pops with me, where can people find you, Nate?
Oh yeah, at Carbonite Creative, YouTube, Carbonite Creative, TikTok, CarboniteCreative.com, Carbonite Creative Instagram, Carbonite Creative Facebook. Yeah, just Carbonite Creative.
There you go.
And what about you?
You can find me. I'm on YouTube. I'm Poptography, but on everywhere else is Poptography YT for the YouTube. Basically. But you can find me Poptography YT on all the social media platforms. And this was a fun show today. I really had a good time. I hope everybody else had a great time.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. And we will see you very soon, and we'll have some fun updates for you folks. Until then.
Happy New Year. Have a good week. Bye.
Funko don't stop. Star Wars Legends, I'll cop till I drop. Pop, pop, stacking to the top. The force is strong.